Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Sorry if in advance if my voice sounds weird. I'm still slightly sick, but I am getting better, thankfully. Okay, so today we have the Nukor. Sadly, not the Kuva Nukor because it's hard to get. But right now we'll just make do with this. So, with the Nukor. This will take 6 Forma to build. I'm sorry in advance. I know it's expensive, but the results were worth it, I can say. Now for the stats. Accuracy is 100%, which is good, because this is essentially a beam weapon. Critical chance is low, sadly, but the critical damage is pretty high by its standards. Fire rate is standard 10, magazine size is 50, multi-shot, that's normal, reload is fast, status chance is pretty good, decent enough, and it has innate radiation damage, which is good against Grineer. So, to put it short, this weapon is basically a microwave gun. Yep. Though, well, I'll show you later. Right now, we'll test the weapon against one of the toughest enemies in the game, which would be the corrupted gunners. Now, what makes them tough is because of their heavy armor, as you may know by now. Now, I brought the butchers for a reason, that'll be for later. So now, let's test it out. As you can see, something happened. This, besides cooking them alive, you can enlarge any part you hit. To be honest, I don't know the benefit of doing that, but at least it's funny. From my point of view, it's useless. Now, as you can see, it doesn't do much damage. Now, on the lower right, you can also see another problem. Ammo. Ammo is a problem with this weapon. It's a big drawback. But, if you have carrier or any Warframe abilities that let you get ammo, that problem can be solved. Ammo is not an issue if you have the tools to fix it. Now, let's go to the build. First, we'll go to the standard build. Standard build meaning, well, it's cheap and anyone can get it. And if anyone prefers cheap, you can use the standard build. Okay, first off, we have Hornet Strike, which is mandatory for every pistol build. Next, we have Barrel Diffusion, which will increase your multi-shot. Lethal Torrent for fire rate and multi-shot again. Target Cracker for critical damage. And Pistol Gambit for increase of critical chance. And of course I put the status mods, just increase status chance as well. And I arranged it so it'll be corrosive. Now corrosive is good against armored units. So, here we go. Test run. Now, how about these guys? Now I know what you're thinking. The weapon doesn't perform as good as you thought. Well, keep in mind I'm facing against level 140 enemies. And since they have higher level, they have a higher, well, armor. So there's no chance of you guys facing these enemies all the time. So this weapon is pretty good on lower levels. Of course, if you have, let's say, a Riven, or Warframe buffs, the enemies, the weapon can do better. Now let's fight them live. So, do fast forward. Decent amount if you can. Well, the damage can increase if you land a headshot on them, which is pretty easy since it's a beam weapon, meaning you don't really have to aim that hard. Just focus on the head and you'll do fine. Next up, we can try it with a viral build. Now I know there is no slash or impact on this weapon, but the viral essentially lessens the health of the enemy. So this element, which is very strong, is best used against the corpus, simply because they don't rely on armor, but they rely on shields. Shields that don't protect them from poison damage. So here we go. See? Now, radiation alone will not do much against the corpus because they have shields. But if you put viral, like I said, the damage will be high. And if you combine it with the critical damage and critical chance, you're looking at a powerful weapon against them. Let's go live right here. There we go. Now let's move on to an expensive build. Expensive meaning, as I mentioned, it's pretty expensive. Now the only changes would be the Prime Pistol Gambit, Prime Target Cracker, and a corrupted mod, Magnum Force, which gives you 165 damage but less accuracy. But since this is a beam weapon, let me show you right here. It doesn't really impact it that much, which is good, very good. Which means that this mod right here is pretty useful. Now, where to get these mods, as well as the blueprint for this weapon, will be in the description below. But for those who know, for those who want to know, this can be found on Orkan Vaults, which can be found in Derelict Missions. Now, Prime Pistol Gambit, which gives us a 187 critical chance, 8.6, looks a bit low, but I can tell you from experience it's decent enough. Prime Target Cracker for more critical damage. And since we're running on corrosive, let's test it out. Hang on. Just to speed things up, we'll go live. Oh. Sorry about that, that was a miss. Now, as you can see, it's a bit messy, but as I mentioned earlier in the video, if you can add Warframe buffs and such, the damage will increase. Man, that sucked. Sorry about that. Let's try it again with Warframe power. See that? Much better. I know it's cheating, but some weapons are meant to be comboed with certain abilities. And if you want to increase the critical chance and critical multiplier, you can use a caveat. Uh, I don't know which one, but one of them has a ability that increases critical chance. So yeah, you could use caveat, which is the cat, basically. Ah, that was a mess. Sorry about that. Next, we move on to viral damage, which again is good against health. Let me just remove that. That was a disaster. Sorry about that. I'm not a pro Warframe player. I just do what I think works out. Here we go. Oh. And since they have radiation damage, it can confuse them. Okay, that went slightly better. Now, if I combine it with Warframe powers, properly this time. There we go. And I think that's the best place to end the video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope this video helps. I admit this weapon was a bit of a mess to make, but after testing it out with abilities, I can say this weapon is worth it. But it really depends on you on what type of weapon you want. But yeah, thank you again for watching, and as usual, please hit the like and subscribe button if you're interested. It really helps the channel out. And I'll see you in the next video.